Alright guys, week 3 wrapping up LFD Cigars. We're taking this 5-year Bacoo Rum and pairing it with the Oro Tubo series. We've got the Maduro and the Natural here. Stay tuned. Get it.
Welcome back, everyone, to Santino's Sunday Cigar Review. I'm Mike.
And I'm Mark, and we're back wrapping up LFD week 3. Mike and I are smoking something fun, kind of a unique tube thing here. We got the Tubo No6 series from LFD, the Oros, and Oro stands for
Gold.
learning me something new every day. So I'm smoking the Maduro, Mike's smoking the Natural. We're going to go ahead and let him break these down, and we'll smoke into these things. We'll be back in a bit. Alright guys, so wrapping up week 3 of the LFD, we decided to do something that we do sometimes. We're going to take 2 cigars here and finish it out. So we're smoking the Oro series from LFD. These are the No6 Tubos. I'm going to be smoking the Maduro, Mike's going to be smoking the Natural, and we're going to pair that with the last of the 3 Bacoo Rums that we've been doing through this series, the Bacoo 5-year. So Mike, go ahead and break these things down. Let's start with yours and then talk about mine.
Alright, yours, the LFD Oro Maduro, tube number 6, is a Nicaraguan Habano Maduro wrapper and Dominican binder and filler. And with mine, it's essentially the same thing. It's the Oro Natural, and it just has a Nicaraguan wrapper with still the same Dominican binder and filler.
Right. Okay. Cool. So these are going to be a lot of fun. Kind of a little bit of a battle of the wrapper to see what we pick up, but also going to be fun to see how the wrapper marries with the binders and fillers and what we do with it. So let's get this thing going and have some fun. All right. So we smoked into these guys a little bit, and as I said, I'm smoking the Maduro No6. Mike's got the Natural No6. Mike, what are you thinking on the cigar so far, man?
You know, I really enjoyed. I think we ought to dispel some quick myths right now.
Sure.
If you hold your cigar up to mine, the camera probably can't see it, but they're awfully close in color, the wrapper. Although yours is a Maduro and mine is considered a Natural. Folks, this is a misnomer. You could go in any humidor across the country and see this, and if you just first glance think it's a Maduro, it's stronger than your palate would like. It's not. This is one of those anomalies in the industry where they're not always equal by sight.
Right.
And I think that's what makes this whole industry and this whole genre of smoking cigars just so different and unique.
Right.
Versus a cigarette or anything else.
Yeah. There's more care that really ultimately goes into the product itself, but
and this is another prime example, I think, for the audience. This is why you should always get out of your comfort zone and try something different, because this shocked me. Now, once again, cigars are just like anything else in life. People are going to like them and people aren't, and they're going to like different styles, tastes, shapes, everything. But you should try something new, because you never know what you're going to like. If you always drank and smoked and ate the same thing, what would you have to do in life?
Right, you'd be bored. Exactly.
So I'm enjoying it.
You can see the ash on that thing is fantastic. It's getting a little frail, but we'll see how long it holds on. But I know when you started like that, you said it was a little bitter, right?
Yes.
How's it gone through now?
What I'm finding, most cigars are bitter for that first half to 3/4 of an inch, and that's why when people give up on a cigar, say I don't like the way it tastes, or it tastes like dirt, or it tastes bitter, or they smoke through that
right.
3/4 of an inch, because this cigar has changed dramatically, and it's really leveled out, smoothed out. It's still what I would call full flavor, or
right.
close to full. May not be as full flavor as you would like,
right.
But you can taste the flavor. You can taste the nicotine.
Okay.
You can taste.
So it's got some good strength and body.
And you can taste a little bit of complexity. Some cigar smokers will say it's not complex enough.
Yeah, well.
But I can taste the differences, and I'm actually enjoying it. And
so what are you picking up right now as you smoke it?
I was focusing in on some other things. Why don't you tell us what you think, and I'll get back to you on that.
Cool. So I'm smoking the Maduro, as Mike said. Like, I like that little myth that he threw out there. You know, for the longest time, you can read about it anywhere. A lot of people always thought that the color of the wrapper meant more strength to the cigar. That's simply just not true. This Maduro here, it is very full-bodied. It does have a lot of flavor. What I'm really getting out of it is a buttered corn, like a popcorn. That's really what it's doing. It's interesting to me because for being an LFD, I rant on and on and on about why I love LFD so much and that natural cocoa. That, like, when you put LFD cigars together and you just smell the bundle, shit reminds me of Hershey's chocolate. I've said it over and over and over. This series, this line, it's unique because being an LFD fan and really enjoying the strength profile, but also the body of flavor, this doesn't do anything that any of the other ones do. It's completely different. Like I said, it's got a little buttered corn. It's got a very light smoke to it. Like, when it comes onto the palate, it's very light. Very light.
I would say the smoke is like a buttery smoke. It's very thick. It's very white. It's very, I don't know, airy. It's just a very thick. So I like how this cigar smokes. Very symmetrical, guys. I haven't touched this thing up. It's burning great. It's holding a great ash. The one subtle taste I get, Mark, I get how you said cocoa, and thinking I taste that. Now I'm trying to I'm trying to pick up that subtle taste in every cigar, not that overwhelming taste that everybody picks up.
Right, the kind of lingering thing.
The one thing that my palate picks up, and it's subtle. You can generically say it tastes like a nut, like a peanut. A lot of people say.
Right.
I taste a very small hint of cashew. Cashew is very smooth. If you eat a cashew, you know what it's different than some of the other nuts.
It doesn't have the sodium balance that like a peanut does. It's a little
and
raw.
That's and I pick up the ever so slight that, of course, the cocoa is overwhelming, but I pick up a subtle taste of cashew, and I like cashews.
See, and that's where we'll disagree right here. Like, typically I taste that. It's one of the things I love about LFD. I love that cooking cocoa. Every LFD I smoked, I've either said it's like Hershey's or it reminds me of a Nesquik milkshake from like being a kid. You know, that's just the way those things work for me. It's not here, and it's unique because typically that was used to be my first draw to LFD. Was I got that sweetness that didn't have any sugar to it, but I still got all the strength and the spice and everything that I wanted out of a cigar. This is different. You know, and so it's smoking like a medium, but I can feel it like a full.
The spice. It has spice. It doesn't have that overwhelming spice that I don't prefer, and some people do.
Right.
What I like about this spice is it sits on your full tongue, at least my full tongue, as a light spice. It almost just percolates on my tongue rather than overpower and almost drown out all the other flavors, and all you taste is spice.
Right.
That's what my tongue is picking up. Just that subtle pepper on the tongue, but not overwhelming.
Nice.
That is making it more enjoyable for me.
So we're going to smoke into these a little bit more. We're going to sample this Bacoo Rum here. We're going to come back and talk about these and get into our try-buyer tonight.
All right, folks, we're back. We're going to go right back to the previous segment for a minute. I kind of left something out. I think a lot of people, when they see, I tend to leave these ashes on these cigars so maybe the audience can see it a little bit. Mark, there's a reason, I believe, to let your cigar, you don't have to get it this long. This is a little fun, but when your cigar has ash like this, it's going to burn cooler, which is going to keep the taste consistent, I believe.
Yep.
I see a lot of cigar smokers always want the ash. I mean, they take a puff and they ash. Folks, we're not smoking a cigarette.
Right.
You don't have to do that. What happens when you ash after every inhale, that cigar is going to burn hotter. It burns hotter. It starts changing, I think, the designated taste that the roller had in mind. Yeah. And so you don't have to treat a cigar like a cigarette.
Right, and two parts of that, like you said.
And you don't have to get this exaggerated either.
Right, no,
this is fun.
No. You know, a cigar, as a cigar burns, the ash is going to fall. You know, something. You know, you see people do the long ash competitions and have down here, and it looks all cool. And but like Mike said, every time you take a draw and you start tapping this thing out, it's going to burn hotter. But when things burn hotter, they go out quicker. That's the misconception. People think that if you're really, really hot, it's going to keep going. No, it'll go out. The more and more you tap this thing down, you will damage the wrapper, or you will actually change the burn profile.
That's going to be your
and cause an interior canoe.
I think that's a tip of the week.
Okay.
You can go into more
do that.
detail.
Yeah.
The other thing, guys,
So
that
don't knock it. Just let it do its thing.
the other thing that LFD does in this particular cigar is they include a cedar wrap, and you know, for a lot of enthusiasts of cigars, you know, they'll light their cigar with that cedar or a match because they want that pure essence of the whole cigar experience versus using a torch with butane.
And I've talked about it before. It is kind of the cleanest way, because once you light this and you pull the whatever type of igniter you use away, you are just burning cedar at that point. But you can, I mean, you can do it with any kind of wood, you know, yada yada yada. But this tube collection here, the tubos, these are fun. You know, it eliminates the. Sometimes you'll find tubes that have cellophane in them too. This one has the cedar around it, so putting cellophane on the cigar would kind of defeat the purpose. But what the tube does, it's kind of a travel carrier on its own. You know, now you still can't just grab this thing and squeeze it, but if you drop this, you're not going to damage the cigar, right? It's a little armor backing for the cigar itself.
And that's great to take out on an evening. You're going out, having a dinner, going to have a nice smoke, even vacation, the beach.
Yeah, like when I throw this in the wife's purse, I'm not worried about it getting busted up. You know, just throw it in there, I can pull it out later, and the cigar's still okay, you know.
We'll kind of just dovetail right in, because I think we're a little long. We'll jump into the pairing.
Yeah, well, go ahead. What do you think? This so far is your favorite of the rum?
Yeah, and caveat that I would like to describe is that, look, I like lighter liquor. I like that 80 to 100 proof.
Right.
So this fits right into my wheelhouse. This is smooth. It's light. I enjoy it. For you, Mark, it's probably not going to be as satisfying.
It's not. It's really not bad. Other than last week with that, was it the 8 year? We had 8 year.
8 year.
The 8 year to me just did not taste good. I didn't like it. Now, in week 1 when we had the 12 year, I was really fond of that 12 year aged rum. This 5 years simply just tastes like someone put a lot of ice in a glass with the 12 year and brought it down. You know, so it's got some of those same flavors to it. It's cooling the cigar, which is kind of unique. It's not, for me, it's not really adding anything to the cigar. Like flavor wise, I'm not picking up anything new. The cigar's doing what it's doing, but this cools the cigar a little bit and brings it down. So you get to enjoy. Like it's sort of making the smoke linger a little longer. You know, it's something really unique. It's not. And this is something I think you could probably, because of how light it is, but the flavor in it, you could probably do that with almost anything. You know, this is a good, like I would say with this, if you were smoking something really full bodied and you needed something to cool it down, this would bring it down without a doubt.
And although the taste isn't as, you know, like some people would like, some rum drinkers would like maybe a little bit more aged rum that's only 5 year.
Right.
I just feel though it's easy to drink, and if you're in a casual setting.
Oh, there's no complaint about that. Yeah. You could drink this almost instantly.
The taste is still there.
Right.
It's just not to everyone's liking.
All right. So let's smoke these down just a little bit more before we start doing our try by tonight. See if anything opens up on them. All right.
All right, everyone. This is the part that people expect to wait to hear what we have to say. So it's try, buy, or deny. For me, this is the Natural is a try and a buy. It's just man, it's a great cigar. I mean, you could smoke it on your porch, smoke it after dinner, smoke it at the pool.
Right.
Good cigar. How about you?
Yeah. I gotta say, if you're an LFD smoker and you enjoy their fuller line out, the stronger cigars, this is definitely something to try, because it truly doesn't act or taste like a regular LFD. It's something different, and that's always, in my opinion, always a good thing, especially if you're really with one family and you smoke the same stuff. It's really easy to sometimes get blanded out, but when you have an option to step out inside the family and try something else, there's nothing wrong with doing that at all. So the cigar is definitely a try. The rum, for being 5 years, if you're looking, like Mike said, if you're looking for something light to just drink, sip on, you know, like you said, beach, bar, you know, if you're at a bar, if you're in a lounge, if you after dinner you want a rum, it's a real super easy light rum to drink, and the rum's definitely a go. You gotta give it a try, man.
Yeah, I don't know what we charge for it here, but I think it's about $5 or $6 for a pour of 1.5 ounces, which is extremely cheap for aged rum. You're basically getting the price of well liquor for an aged rum.
Right.
And the bottle, if you go to your local store, it's inexpensive as well. So this is especially if you enjoy rum, or maybe you want to try rum.
Right.
It's a great way to sample.
I definitely say it's a great introductory rum, without a doubt. And if you're a rum person and you want something to share with people, and you don't want to give them the good shit, you want to give them something to try, there's nothing wrong with drinking that.
You know, we don't always want to sample highly allocated liquor, although we always get that stuff at Santino's. Right. We wanted to feature something that is really available.
Yeah, like I've said before, not everyone always wants to spend for that.
Right.
When you can get just as much good taste, better value. I mean, why not? You know. So, you guys know how this works. Go down there, like, comment, subscribe to the show, leave us a comment. If your comment gets the most likes by the other viewers, you will come into the store if you're 18 years or older in the state of Missouri in St. Louis, Arnold. Come see us. I'm going to hand you this cigar and give you both these cigars, the Natural and the Maduro, and give you the option to sit on the show with us. All right?
That's right. Yeah, we enjoy having guests on the show. I think it helps all the way around.
Any last words?
You know, just like we say numerous times here, and it's true, we drink, we smoke, and we know a few things that we like to share.
Right on. Cheers.